Hello there. Now let's have a quick look at these things. Everyone's having a problem. What I've got is MT5 running at the moment. We got one trade already in. Volume is 1. We have a comment here, AIMS Algo sell stop. Let's go to the settings first. Discuss a few things. So obviously in license ID you have your license. Target type, stop loss equal to, and target point equal to. Now this is something that you have to either code into the algorithm that's sending the signals, or you can do it with the alert function. Let me bring that window as well. Righty. So here what we see is the active alert that is sending the signals. As we can see, we have version 13 to version 16. This happens because if you make any changes around here, let me get rid of that. So if I were to make a change here, suppose I change this to 10,000, and then I click OK, and then I go here, it will then give me a different option. So here I was messing with a script. So I made a new save. Now it's telling me version 16 is available. Okay, I do the save, then it will do whatever this script is doing. Let me change the settings, and I can see that there's no more signals there. We got a few more options here. Risk percent, use max daily. So I've switched that off because I want to generate maximum signals. Use compounding is off. Max lot size is off. Get fun. Everything most of the time is off. Oh, so limit max signals was on. So if I switch it off, then it will start to take trades, hopefully. Yep, there it is. I think it's working. For some reason, I think if I switch the use super trend off, it stops trading. I got to look at it to see why this is happening. But meanwhile, as we can see, it's generating quite a lot of signals, and that means that I'll be able to test it. So all these signals should be here. Now if I made some changes, I need to come here and see what's available. As you can see, I made some changes, so now I have to select the other one and then save. Now I can rest assured that these signals will be sent over. Now let's go to the MT5 that I'm running. If I cancel this, I think we took one trade here, and I'm going to go back to the settings. Now see what I've done here is that, so let's explain this. Target type, stop loss is equal to, and target point is equal to. I've selected price. Now it depends on how your signal provider or the algorithm is sending the signals. In our case, we want to send stop loss and target point as a price. So we want to select price here. If it was pips, which is useful for when you have market orders, then you just say pips, target point 10 pips away from where I enter the market, and stop loss 10 pips away, something like that. And percentages is mostly used for when you have a stock based market, like for example a stock or a Bitcoin. Then what it does is that it creates a percentage away stop loss. Let's say in stocks we would say, oh, I want a 5% stop loss. So it just calculates the dollar amount and does that. So in our case, we will go with price. Volume type, risk is equal to. Now this, you can do several things. In our case, we are assigning the value. This is the equal sign is the assignment sign. So what do you want risk to be? Do you want to receive it as a percentage or a dollar amount or something? So what we've done is that we send this, the algorithm actually calculates the quantity using the parameters that we use in the algorithm, and it converts them into lots. So we will select lots here. If we select a dollar amount and then the algorithm sends 1, then what will it do is that it will try to take a $1 risk. That will not be applicable here. So we select lots. If we choose any of these, then that's percentage of balance lots, percentage of balance loss, stop loss required. Then you have to always have to give a stop loss. So we'll just leave it at lots. And then here, where do you want the pending order to be? Now we could do is that pending order should be a few pips above or below the last candle, which would be useful if you have a different feed. But in our case, we are testing with the specified price that's received from TradingView, which means that we want to ensure that when we select our chart on the MT5, that it has literally the same prices that you get on TradingView. So if I bring TradingView here, let me split the screen. Where is it? Not this. This rather. Oh, what have you done? Okay, let's get rid of that. Do this, and then we have this here. I think this would be better this way. Okay. Let's see if we receive a signal. Now if I go, get rid of this, to the settings here, whatever is my initial capital here will be used to calculate the quantity that we were sending over here. So type risk is equal to, not dollar amount, but lots. So that will come from this function here. And so using this equity, when we have these parameters like 1% risk, what it would do is that it would create a risk based on this amount, and then it will go and check what is the range of the candle, and then when it checks the range of the candle, it will calculate how many lots do we need for it to be equal to 1% of the equity, and the rest is then done that way. So we have no signal at the moment. When a signal comes, hopefully we'll be able to test this. I will pause the video. While we are waiting for a signal, let me explain this account filter basis. So we could do with equity, balance, margin percent, and all of that. We go with balance. So what is this? Balance is this amount. Well, equity is this amount. Now, if I take a trade, then you would see that the balance and equity have changed, because equity is the amount of the value, or the current value after this trade has been taken. So it changes. So suppose it's a strategy where you have running plenty of trades. So some might be winners, some might be losers. Your equity might be more than the balance, or it could be less than the balance. Here you make a decision whether you want to take a trade calculated based on the balance or the equity. This equity should not be confused with balance, with the equity over here in this. So basically over here we have the initial capital, and when compounding is on, which we haven't used here, use compounding. When compounding is on, then the monster scalper will also be calculating the current equity. So if your current equity has gone above 10,000, then it will take 1% of that. But it will always use that figure, whatever the settings you have over there, calculate the lot size and send it over here. And then what it does is that if you specify anything over here, but you have these options selected, this doesn't really matter, because it's going to send lot sizes according to what you have in the TV account. So you want to make sure that if you are testing on a, let's say, I think this is a 100K account. If you're testing on a 100K account, you want to give it properties here as 100K as well. But I've lowered it because I don't want to get into the trouble of margin. I just want to do straight away. So let me just close this trade. And hopefully, so we have a signal and looks like we have not received it. So in that case, I'll go to the experts and see what's happened. Let's expand this. So 1248, cancel long, new sell stop trade, entry ignored. There are open positions, maximum number. Okay. So if you look at this, I've set up max open positions to 1. If it was more than 1, then I would have taken that signal. So let me change this. And let's hope we get another signal. So currently the algo is in a trade short. This is that little trade that I took. So it looks like I'll have to wait a little bit longer. So this is a good example that if you have those settings on, then it's not going to take another trade if there's already a trade. Here we go. Let's look at this and maximize it probably somehow. So these are some of the settings. As we can see, we have hit the maximum lot sizes here, and it's you'll get like a pretty good idea what's happening here. So if you know that your broker, even if it's whatever broker it is, they usually don't allow more than 20 lots for indices. So if you can see that your algorithm is setting this, and you can also look at the current lot sizes. So the current lot size here should be around 14.29, which is kind of okay. So you can check that. But our purpose is to actually test if it's sending signals and stuff or not. I'm not using the max daily loss. I can change that to 0.1 and my lot sizes will decrease, hopefully. So yes, they have decreased, and this is what will help probably Davey so that we don't want him to be sending 20 lots because his broker is not accepting it. Let's go. I will finish this video here, and I hope this helps. If it doesn't, hopefully we'll do another one.